If you've ever been extremely excited for a Monday, so much so that your friends and family think that you are intoxicated, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Happy Monday, a victory Monday here on Live Trading. We're going to go ahead and get it started as soon as I find the intro here, which I don't know where it is. Here we go.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
Good morning, folks, and happy Victory Monday here coming from the Chicago area. I got to tell you, the air is fresher, the food is better. There's just nothing like a Victory Monday. It's great to see a whole bunch of returning faces. Crimp Biscuit holding it down for us. Jay Grant, Jonathan, Gene, AC, Bax, Robert, Elon, Alex. Alex, hope you and your family are doing well down there. Edward, Vintage Tool Restorations. Awesome. Welcome back from a month-long hiatus in Europe. Wow, welcome back. Hopefully you're doing all right. River, good morning. There is no try. Let's go. Replay Game Lab. Beach Bum Trading, as always. One of our most fervent supporters. Appreciate you, Beach Bum. Fairchild, Hustle, Bigabees, Anthony, thinking about it. Lion, Nick, Jason. Oh, Rempy, the Rempire State Building. Let's go, Jason. Good to have you here. Mike, welcome back. Smoke Tuna, welcome back. Okay, folks, we are going to have 13 here today, but he's going to be a little late. So he's not here right now, but that's okay because I'm going to go ahead and get you started off. And without spending as much time on the movers, we should have some more charts to look at as a group together. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, let's go ahead and load up the SPY chart here. So here we are. We're still kind of trading sideways up here, which is really, really good. Remember back a couple of weeks ago when we asked Matt Maley about what we thought when we were really kind of testing some of these highs? One of the things he said is that, I wouldn't be terribly shocked if we broke those highs, set some new all-time highs, but really didn't do a whole lot on that breakout. And that is exactly the position that we find ourselves in for the last pretty much week and a half, almost 2 full weeks. So we did set those new all-time highs, but we kind of traded sideways here. We don't have a whole lot of economic data coming this week, so it'll be interesting to see where the market goes and what levels the market carves out. I think Pre-Market Prep did a really good job. I believe we have Tesla deliveries coming this week. And then the other thing against the backdrop here of the SPY is what Carmen is talking about. Good morning, Carmen. Happy Monday to you. China stocks are still on fire. That China stimulus proving to be more than a one-day wonder. A lot of those stocks are up here again today. And actually, this has spread into some of the smaller stocks, which we will examine when we go take a look at the movers. Let's go ahead and do that. Sorry, before we do that here with the SPY, really the only levels that I have, I'm kind of watching this breakout area. Really, if we start to fall back, looks like we have a little bit here at 568, but really if we fall back through 565, that's going to be the level to watch. In fact, if I extend this trend line out a little bit, why don't I do that? We're kind of right on this trend line. So maybe if we snap and fall back in there, of course, we do have that 50-day moving average at 552. I'm not worried about that in a one-day move. It's going to take a bigger event to get us down there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those movers. Let's run you through what's going on here. First one is going to be EMKR. This is EMCORE Corporation. EMCORE shares are trading higher after Mobix Labs submitted an all-cash offer to acquire the company for $3.80 a share. So here's the deal. This is a potential buyout, but it does not appear to be finalized yet. We actually have 2 of these on the deck, possible merger and acquisition news, but neither of them appear to be finalized. So as far as EMKR here, maybe we get a trade on this one. Not going to be my favorite target here today, but let's keep an eye on it and see what happens. As far as the float goes, just under 10 million. So it's not one of our micro floaters that we've really been pounding recently, but it is kind of a low float name. And like I said, here is the news on here. It was a PR, submits an all cash offer to acquire for $380, current price at $250. So there's still $1.30 in there. We'll see what happens with this one. Not a company that I follow, so I don't have any inside track on this particular merger and acquisition. I know some of you folks that are looking at small caps, maybe this is one that you know about. Let us know. EMCORE is a provider of sensors and navigation systems for the aerospace and defense market. This almost sounds like it's kind of got a drone angle to it. We'll see on that. The company operates in one reporting segment, inertial navigation, whose product technologies include a whole bunch of different technical terms. So that's what's going on here. EMKR, that's why it's popping. Got a little bit of a flag here today. So here we go. Smoke Tuna saying EMKR has not filed any 8K on the news. So again, not confirmed with what's going on here, but this is why it is moving. Okay. Next here is going to be ZCMD, and this is Zhongchao. Now, this is going to be one of those Chinese names that's up on the China stimulus. So we already know the reason here, but there's nothing really fresh on this stock. So there's no like fresh piece of news responsible for driving it up almost 73% here this morning. This looks like it's just kind of trading in sympathy. But because we have seen this, we know how to trade this. So there are going to be a couple of small names here from China that are going to be moving. ZCMD looks to be the first one. The way that I would handle this is just pure technicals. Honestly, on a downside here, 220, if we broke that, I would say that it would need to find support at 2. If it breaks the support at 2, I'm actually going to wait for it to curl back up and confirm a bottom instead of trying to guess the bottom. So downside moves here. I only really have 2 support levels that I'm looking at. That's going to be $2.20 and $2. I mean, I guess maybe there's one in here around 210, but the 220 and 210 levels are going to be the ones that I'm watching. You can see here, I'd really like to see this get above VWAP, as we always do. We did have a decent volume pop here in the pre-market. We're going to need some type of repeat of that, something similar here in the regular session in order to drive this higher. So ZCMD, this is Zhongchao. I believe that we've traded this before. Be careful with this name. Up on China stimulus. Really looking for a VWAP crack here. That's what we got. Everybody, Zhongchao tonight, says thinking about it. Okay, well, there we go. Yes, Nick, also he's dealing with some family issues, but remember, he gave us a heads up on this, and he did say he'd be joining. We also should have Matt Maley today. So despite that, we should be fine. Yes, Lion 13 is okay. Yes, again, we did mention that this was going to be the case ahead of time. I can assure you 13 is okay. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here. I believe he said good morning to everybody. I'm just going to confirm it for you. Yes, 13 is here. He's already telling jokes, so you know he feels good. He will join us here, I'm sure, when he gets a chance. Okay. Next here on the list is going to be XHG. This is Xchange Tech. Actually, looks like this is taking the next leg up here as we speak. Looks like we had a first impulse move that took us to 180, pulled back towards the 160 VWAP, and now bang, new highs here. Looks like we're testing 2. We actually did trade above 2 for a little bit and came back in. Volume expansion here looks really, really good. Looking pretty awesome here. Float 100 million. So this is not going to be one of our really thin low floaters that we're used to. This one's going to trade a little bit thicker. Subsidiaries operates in insurance, blah, blah, blah. Is this connected to China? Yes. Operating and developing insurance technology in the People's Republic of China, including developing SaaS platform to connect. Okay. So that is also what's going on here for Xchange. Do we have any fresh news on that? Let me go ahead and check here. Boy, having trouble pulling the news feed for Xchange Tech here. Interesting. All right, I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to come back to this one. Sorry about this. This is actually ripping as we speak. I will definitely check in on that. That's Zhongchao, EMCORE, TTEC. Here's the other one that we are going to cover. All right. Oops, there's Xchange again. Let's go back here. All right, here we go. TTEC, next one on the list here. TTEC shares trading higher after the company's CEO proposed to take the company private at $6.85 a share. Okay, so TTEC Holdings here, the CEO is trying to take this private. This is your other merger and acquisition name here. $6.85 is going to be the buyout price, or the take private price, excuse me. Current price here at $5.54. So over $1.30 worth of movement there. I believe, someone correct me if you're familiar with this, but I believe that this actually has to go to a vote, and the board of directors has to vote on whether or not this is going to go through. This is one of the reasons we're likely not seeing it go right to that price. Here is the PR here. Announced that its board of directors has received an unsolicited, preliminary and non-binding proposal letter. So it looks like the company's board of directors has established a special committee with independent advisors. So it looks like a final decision hasn't been made here on TTEC, but that's what's going on. This should actually give you a pretty decent idea of the range, right? $6.85, that buyout price. Current price here $5.50. This is up about $1.50 from the close on Friday. So TTEC here. Let me know if anyone had any of these. I can't remember if this is one that you folks have been talking about, but let me know if any of you have this. Let me go back and see if I can. Here we go. So have nothing here fresh on XHG. Again, up 130% here in the pre-market. This does fit into the China small cap names. We already kind of know why those are running. Nothing else fresh here on XHG. Okay, that covers those four. We only got a couple more to go through here real quick. Next one's going to be Duo. This is one that you folks have been trading last week, I believe. This actually had some pretty good moves. This one also moving with the stimulus news. All right, so here, actually, this would be a really good way to look at it. We take a look at the 15-minute chart. You can see exactly how the stock has traded. Looks like we have an impulse move, a corrective move, impulse move, corrective move, impulse move. Now we're on the corrective move. So what's next? Do we find a bottom here? Do we trade sideways? And then do we attack some of those upside levels? Ticker DUO. This is what I'm going to be looking for here today. Smoke Tuna, big shout out to you. You've been calling a lot of these support levels. Very, very clean calls on some of these. Wondering if you're going to see the same thing here on Duo, ticker DUO. All right. Let me see. Did I miss anything here? See, you guys know exactly what 13's doing. Dropping the kids off, doing the parent duties. We are going to make sure that he's a parent's first. Bought the low, never enough shares. Robin, XHG, a no-go for me. Toss has an issue with 2 extra zeros, very limiting. Yeah, Robert, I actually know what you're talking about here. This is, I don't know how to explain this better than you did. This is another reason why I really dislike penny stocks on Toss, is because there's more significant digits, right? There's more decimals to the right of the decimal on stocks that were penny stocks. And then when they go into dollar territory, it makes the latter tougher to trade. They don't have customization options. Robert, I know exactly what you're going through here. And frankly, when I run into little complications like that, I just say, F it. Let's focus on what we can control and go after better things. So I'm with you there, XHG. It is ripping. I'm sure we'll take a look at it, but I'm glad I'm not the only person affected by that. Okay. Let me keep rolling here before I lose track of what we're doing here. GSIW, this popped in the after hours last week. It's actually held that pop. Again, if we go back to the 15-minute chart, you can get an idea of exactly how crazy this one has been. We had a massive, massive up day, and the very next day, not only did we give it all back, but we actually went lower. All right. So it actually was even worse for anyone that held. This is a prime example of why we focus on some of these as day trades only, and we try and be as clear as possible about the risks associated with some of these names. However, it does look like maybe it's kind of come off the bottom. Looks like it based for a couple of days there. We did pop in the after hours. So far, we held it. It's rolling over. We'll see if we get anything here. Not my favorite trade here today. The next one that I did want to talk about, though, is going to be Prime, and this is PRME. This is Prime Medicine. We do have a catalyst here. Stocks up 21%. Prime Medicine shares trading higher after the company announced a strategic research collaboration and license agreement with Bristol Myers to develop reagents for the next generation of ex vivo T-cell therapies. Also, it announced to be focusing on the pipeline on a set high-value program. So you're getting some T-cell news here for ticker PRME. Had a really, really nice impulse move right up to 460. We've kind of corrected about that. It gave you a nice little dollar range here, and now we're holding here at 420. Good news here is that we're actually sitting right above VWAP. What I'd love to see here for a potential trade is right from the level that we're at. Maybe if it comes into 415, that'd be even better. But right from this level, let's have some expanding volume, and let's take out some of these really close upside levels. 426, 434, and then that high here from the morning is going to be at 464, I believe. Yes, 464. So those are your upside levels. We'll see if Prime gives us a trade on the expanding volume. Okay, Tour was up here. I didn't really see any news on this one. Oh, never mind. Here it is. Tuni and Thailand's Tourism Authority ink strategic partnership to enhance the Chinese visitor experience. I would imagine, given that, this is also going to play into the whole Chinese theme, Chinese names moving to the upside. Looks like this is up 23% here. Wasn't on this one, so this is probably a very, very low priority. I think we actually have some better opportunities here today. The other one that I really quickly wanted to mention, we'll go to CCL next here, folks, is going to be Nio. All right, shares, again, Nio, one of the Chinese companies here. This is trading up here. Nio shares rally as China secures a $1.9 billion capital infusion, getting all types of different names here. Chinese electric vehicle stocks rip big, so it's likely to not just be Nio. Nio shares trading higher after investors agreed to invest an aggregate 3.3 billion yuan in its Nio China subsidiary. So lots of good news here for Nio. That's also fitting into the Chinese stimulus move that we're seeing. That is trading up here as well. Okay, let's go ahead and go through the chat here real quick. Again, this is where I really lean on 13. He does such a good job of kind of monitoring the chat. I normally don't have to spend time reading, but without him, I'm going to have to go ahead and do that. Okay, Prime, we hit that. Do you think China stocks had a great run, so now it's FOMO? So this is interesting, Smita. I would have guessed at the beginning of this that you might have had kind of a pop and drop, but we're seeing a multi-day move here in some of these names. I believe last week, David Tepper said he was long for this move. He's not a scalper or a short-term trader, so he obviously thinks there's some legs there. At this point, given what we're seeing now, I think the smart move here is to just trade it until it doesn't work. If you're worried about that, that's fine. But right now, we got the Mo, and the Mo is in a lot of these names. So let's do what we can to make the best of it, right? I know this is not my forte either. With China stocks, not my wheelhouse. But you know what? If this is the hand the market is showing me, this is the hand that we have to play. Okay. Let me go. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave it in this window for right now in case I see something else pop here. But I know you guys are talking about CCL here. So what's going on with Carnival? Okay. Looks like we had some back and forth. Okay, so Carnival here, of course, had earnings this morning. Looks like a beat on the top and bottom line here. Let's see. Let me see if I can just nail. Okay, so J. Michael, wow, you guys are starting early here. Nice job, J. Michael. Almost a full $1 on that day trade. Great job there on Carnival. Did you guys have anything else for Carnival that you wanted to discuss? Earnings dropped. Robert, you had mentioned that earlier. Nailed Carnival. We got J. Michael again. Dude, J. Michael here, you're not even waiting for the market to open. You're just out here taking money. Okay, so that's it with Carnival. So this is like a beat in the top and bottom line here. Carnival raises its full year 2024 EBITDA guidance to $6 billion. That's good news. Sees Q4 adjusted EPS 5 cents versus 7 cent estimate. Says strong demand enabled us to increase our full year guidance. Now, this is interesting, right? Because this and we'll read into this. We'll see how this kind of settles, but this flies in the face of the consumer weakening, right? If Carnival feels strong enough to raise their guidance because people are booking tickets for cruising, maybe that is a mark in the column for the consumer not being as weak. I don't know if I buy that yet. Let's see how this trades, but that's going on with Carnival here. Great job to all of you that are active on this one already. Really good stuff here on Carnival. Let me know what else you see here. Okay, what other stocks did you folks want to take a look at? Uxin. This is one of those Chinese names that gave a trade last week, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that this was. Here, Rocket Lows, IONQ. Okay, so we have nothing. We have nothing fresh here on the news. Stocks up 14.5% here. Let's see. Yep, stocks up 14.5% here. So this one was, I'll be honest, I don't know if you guys remember back to Friday. We started goofing off. I know we had the that, you know what? And let me take a sec. I got so excited here with stocks and Victory Monday. I forgot arguably the most important thing. First of all, thoughts go out to everybody in the South that is still dealing with the hurricane cleanup. I've talked to a number of people from some of those southern states that are saying that they're okay. In any case, if you were affected by that, we hope that you're doing well. I really appreciate all of the support that our group has given to those. Hopefully the cleanup effort's not that bad. I know I work with a couple of people that live in South Carolina, and it's crazy. Joe, you're asking how many competitors are in that trading challenge? That's a really good question. I'm going to have to bug my teammate Zunaid to get an answer for you, but I'll work on that. I'll work on that here for you. So anyway, everyone that's in the South that's dealing with the hurricane, we hope that you are okay. Thoughts and prayers go out to you. But if you remember on Friday, didn't have any trades on the show. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through another Friday here with no trades. And then in the afternoon, when I got back from lunch, this was on my scanner and the volume was awesome. I ended up scalping this a couple of times. Nothing really crazy here, but at least I had some action. And the good news here is that this has actually held. So we had the huge impulse move right up to 6. We pulled back here, closed right about 5. We've actually gone higher here in the pre-market. So it looks like we're going to try and take 6 out again. That would be wild. Oh, I think there we go. Trying to get my, there we go. DPI. There we go. Had to adjust the DPI in my mouse. Sorry. Uxin. This is actually right at the VWAP here too. I really like this spot. We'll see if this gives us an opportunity for a trade here. Volume's going to tell the story. Let this volume expand. Let it just kind of take us higher here and take out some of these levels. First level of note here on Uxin, let's call it 620. Next one here going to be 647, maybe right up to that 650 area. Okay. So really good stuff there. Okay, let's see what else do you guys have. CNEY. CNEY. This is an energy stock that, oops. There we go. It's the energy stock. This one was one of those penny stocks that really moved on Friday, kind of held in here. I don't really have anything on this. I'm going to skip this one. This is a penny stock that went to dollar territory. To me, this one's off my list here. So sorry about that, Eamon. I'm going to look for some higher price stocks here. ASTS, I'm seeing being mentioned here in the chat. Let's take a look at ASTS. That's Astis Space Mobile. This was a really awesome dip and rip on Friday. This one, I know we were talking about this on the show, really reversed here and actually gave a trade. Grats to anyone that hit this. Really what we'd want to see here is a move above 26, right? Let's see if we can take out 25.50 on volume. If we can move above $6 here, maybe we can move back towards that 30 handle. We'll see here on ASTS. Anthony says, I'm skipping CNEY. Me too. And has anyone seen Crow this morning? Can we get a wellness check on the Crow? He's been really good at hitting some of those penny stocks. Shout out Smoke Tuna. Might be on some of those here today. We shall see. We shall see. Edwards asking, is anyone in Baba, PDD, and Baidu? Lion Atlas, you are trading Baba. So Lion, that might be a good way to, or you might be a good person to ask. Where do you think the upside ends on this move? Or if you don't have a price level, how long do you think this upside level could last? I guess would be another way I would ask that. How much more meat on the bone, if you will, do you think there is in this China trade? We'll see if this can actually, if Baba can actually get up and break out. I'd love to see a breakout here above 120. I know we're still 13 points away from that. Okay. So you guys, everyone that was freaking out, I told you to take your chill pill. I told you to just relax for a sec. Can I get a thumbs up if we're good? Guess what? 13. welcome. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us here on a Victory Monday, by the way. It's amazing. I know that you went to great lengths to prepare everybody last week saying, hey, look, folks, I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be a little late. Ryan's going to be able to handle everything for you. Everything's going to be fine. You were very, very good about that. But still, people were asking if you got body bagged, hey, what's going on here? It's great to have you.
Hey, it's great to be back. Don't worry, folks. I'm going to still be here. It's going to be for the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to be a little bit late, but I'll be back to normal later on this month. So not a problem.
Of course, there's not a problem. Everyone's grateful to see you. And look at Wiss. Wiss remembers spot on when he said he would show up. He's not late, folks. He actually showed up exactly when he said he would. So, okay.
Just before the bell.
And you know what, Smoked Tuna? You are exactly right. Despite what we do here, family always comes first. And we tell 13 that behind the scenes. Alex says, what a relief. I know, Alex. I wouldn't want to have dealt with me for 2 hours by myself either. We definitely need 13 here to make some sense of stuff. Good morning, 13. 13, you are loved out there, boss.
I appreciate it, folks, and I appreciate all the love. But let's, I thank you for all that. I appreciate that. We have 5 seconds before this opens. So what are we looking at? If you can tell me really quick.
Yeah, I can summarize it very, very quickly. China pump is still on, affecting some of the smaller names. There's not a whole lot of news out there. And we have 2 stocks that have potential M&A news, but none of them are finalized yet. Consider yourself caught up. Let's do it, folks.
Here we go. ELP, says Jennifer B. Is there any movers that you noticed? That I saw Zhang Chao was moving this morning.
Yeah, it was a handful of those Chinese names. Zhang Chao was one of them. Uxin, KXIN. There was also XHG, EMKR, Duo, and TTEC. EMKR and TTEC are the 2 merger and acquisition names. I believe those are not finalized yet. TTEC needs to have the board of directors vote on it. It's the CEO trying to take the company private. And EMKR is a microcap where another microcap's trying to buy it. Again, none of those confirmed.
Looks like ZCMD, that one had a drop out the gate and is trying to push back up above its VWAP. If we start to get more weakness out of this one, I think that this goes slightly under 2. I see that the pre-market low was 194. So if we continue to leak out of there, that's going to be my first stop that I think this is going to could reverse at. Look for support there around 194 for ZCMD. Penny stock, but looks risky. KXIN. I'll take a look at that.
Here is KXIN. It is indeed. Man, what?
Oh, okay. That's a nice little formation there. This one looks like it's trying to break the 23 cent, the 23, let's call it 2361 cent range. That's what the high is. But yeah, Christopher, Disney starting back up. I saw that it was really turning around after it recaptured that 1050. Want to see it get up to, well, actually, before I say anything, where is it up to this morning?
Tesla ripping off the bottom here, by the way. Tesla.
Oh, perfect. Here we go with Disney. So Disney, last week I was looking for resistance at 97.50. Looks like we got that out of the open here. 97.57 was the high. So what I'd like to see with Disney now, because it's pretty extended, the RSI is high on the daily chart. I'd like to see this, come back in, maybe chop around between $97.50 and $95 just for a little bit, so that RSI can kind of cool off, and then let's see it continue its movement upwards past 97.50. That's ideally what I'd like to see in Disney.
EMKR might be trying to bounce off 220 here. Be careful, EMKR. One of the things I'd really like to see here is some expanding buying volume, which we're not getting yet. Would like to see that. Alex wants to take a look at Boeing. I actually did. Oh my God, Boeing straight red out of the gate here. Stop me if you've heard that before on Boeing. Chris saying Boeing going bye-bye here. 150 looks to be what's going on here in Boeing. I don't see any fresh news here. 13, might Boeing be affected by this port strike that we've kind of been talking about recently? I know you're talking. Go ahead.
Maybe. I can't say for sure if that's what we're seeing. It could be, but I would think maybe on the supplier side of things. I don't know that we're necessarily seeing their sales get affected by this. I don't know that for a fact though, so don't take that for what it is from what I'm saying. But I don't think the port strike is going to have that much of a material impact on Boeing as some of the other problems it's dealing with. Could affect it slightly, but I don't think it's going to be as big of a situation as maybe some consumer products or some shipping companies like or rail, things like that. I just don't know if that's exactly what we're seeing here with Boeing. Boeing's had a lot of other problems. See if there's. It could also be that it's just continued sentiment on the Starliner problem, because over the weekend we had the SpaceX crew capsule go up, the one that's supposed to take those stranded astronauts back. So that happened over the weekend. I think it could be related to that. Just not 100% sure, but that's where I would put my money.
Okay, I'm just wondering because Boeing seems to have all types of bad news. I'm wondering if there's anything else we can put in there. By the way, MCRB, this is the lotto ticket that we've been kind of talking about recently on this show. This got pounded near the end of the week last week and has come right back. I'm still in this, haven't taken any gains on this. MCRB, again, lotto ticket, be careful with this, but thought this would be worth mentioning here.
Saw somebody mentioning Zim earlier. Yeah, that thing continues to break out of that triple top area, which was around, I think I had a 2270, something like that. But man, what a great move here in this one. Let's see where we can kind of pin where this might go to. Let's 2680, somewhere around there. Looks like that could be a potential area of resistance, somewhere between 2680 and 27. Let's see what happens there. Not solid on that level, but looking to the left, there's quite a bit of consolidation there, quite a bit of bottoming in that area. So that's where I would kind of think that we start to see some resistance, or at least a slowdown in this this upward movement. Well done there. There was no try. Taking money out of KXIN.
That's the penny stock. Uxin just took out the pre-market highs. This might go higher. This was the scalp marathon on Friday afternoon. Higher we go here, Uxin. No position for me.
Yeah, I think KXIN should be KXI out, since you guys are just taking money right out of that stock. Well
there
done.
we go. We needed that dad joke. No, NEY is not halted, folks. That's that penny stock that's getting slammed, not halted, just moving to the downside.
Getting a mention of CNET, that's halt to the upside. What is? I think I know what this is.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. And was this a recent reverse split?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. It must be. That's a China name, too, if I'm not mistaken. ZW Online.
Yeah, I saw a couple of other names that were moving, not because they had reverse split, because they had sent out something or regained compliance in some other way, or had a plan. Now we're moving on plans of recompliance. There was one company No, there was one company, I can't remember the ticker. I'll have to take a second to look for it, but it was moving up on their announcement of a plan for getting recompliance, starting with a reverse split that they announced but have not done yet. So
okay,
that's the whole theme. It seems like these movers are moving on, this recompliance. Everything needs to get recompliance now.
Fairchild, sorry to interrupt you. Fairchild, this is absolutely worth shouting out. Costco. So we talked about Costco. They reported earnings. They actually sold off, took another leg down the morning after, but didn't break down. Actually almost got bought back up to where it was in the after hour session. Today, however, we got back that entire earnings dip. Now we're going higher here.
Oh, yeah. So, hey, I'm not the only one making dad jokes today with Costco. That was a good one.
Joe, good question. Let me screenshot that. I will try and get these answers here from Zunaid. Did I screenshot your other one? Now that 13 is back, I can actually do work for you guys as well.
It's interesting about the Costco price action over the past few days. We lost the 20-day SMA, found support at exactly 874. So I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna actually make a little marker here for that particular level. See what we get in the future with that. But yeah, now today we were trying to recapture it. So that was a great bounce. Almost touched the 50-day SMA, but 874. Keep that on my radar just to see what happens in the future. When I draw a line, it's pretty clear this is a previously resistance turn support level. That's why it's interesting to me. The hell's going on with EMKR? I don't know. Oh, look.
I got you. EMKR was one of the ones that we talked about here this morning.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that had the buyout. MCORE shares trading higher after Mobix Labs submitted an all-cash offer to acquire the company for $380 a share. Remember, this is the top one on the movers list here today. I think the reason they're asking 13 is because this thing is straight down out of the open. Now, I didn't go through the entire press release, but I did notice that this is not a done deal. So this is an offer, but not a done deal here. Market telling you, or at least so far, saying, I don't know about this. 195 EMKR.
This is what I've seen happen before with some of these, buyout offers that aren't, there's no definitive agreement. There's just an offer. You'll see it run up to where the price, or close to where the price per share is on that offer, and then just come right back in. I think I've seen a few of these other names, not like this one in particular, but other names have done this this year as well. Can't think of the tickers that come to mind, but I have seen this before. They just run up to where their expected buyout off prices, and then it just leaks all day until we get something more definitive. Yeah, line out. That's a great point. We didn't get a whole lot of September weakness apparently, but that doesn't mean that next month couldn't be, worse.
Webcoin here saying EMK, the buyer Mobex is broke. How can they buy? So this is a really good point here. There's a number of different ways they could do that, financing that deal. I don't know why you would, frankly, if you're broke. I don't know why you'd go try to buy other companies. But you know what? Market telling you here, I'm not sure that they are really thinking that that's going to happen. You guys are shouting out a bunch of different stuff here. TCTM, this here at the highs. Nice call, Tuna. S&T Vlogs, BIOA. I don't recognize that ticker. BioAge Labs. Actually, this is not bad here. Kind of low volume, decent price, though. Sorry, I'm not familiar, but... clinical stage biopharmaceutical, because this is going to be really tough to trade here. No revenue, pre-revenue, clinical stage bio company here. Weight loss. So they've got a weight loss drug. Okay. Sorry. And human aging, it looks like. What was that, 13? My bad.
I'm just looking between EMKR and MOBX, see if there's any, similarities in insiders. Just, kind of to satisfy my own curiosity. It's a good point about how is EMKR going to be buying Mobix for, that amount of money that they don't have. So I just kind of was looking to see if there's maybe some kind of insider thing happening, or what's going on with these filings. If maybe there's some, they might have already submitted a shelf offer and they just have, or intent to, do an offering and they just haven't executed it yet. Just looking to see what, okay, so here we go. I'll let you know what I find. But it looks like they're going to have to raise cash. I agree with that. You guys mentioning Duo a lot too. Yeah,
sorry, I'm still fighting with the technology here. Duo actually dipped and ripped. It's going higher here. Pre-market high that we had here from Duo, $2. Looks like that's coming here on a test. Yep, that $2 level. Watch the $2 level here on Duo. Smoke tuna's all over Duo here. Oh, that's right. So this week, I guess I should let you folks know, this week, there's going to be work on my home here on the roof. And I don't know how loud it's going to be. So 13, I'm actually might need your help on this a little bit. Okay. If you guys notice that the noise is just too awful, let me know and I'll do what I can to control it. But obviously I can't have them stop doing work on my home. So that's slated to start this week.
Do you need me to get with you offline?
No. I'm just saying if you notice on the stream that there's a lot of noise pollution, I can very easily mute my microphone and make the experience better.
Okay.
Yeah, get the hammer, 13. That's good. Okay. Joe. Joe, you were asking some questions about the trading competition. We do not have a number for participants. I'm not sure that you're going to get that. We don't have that. Sorry. But you were also asking, you can also check to see if TradeZero will be offering actual real life trading. You can open an account with real funds and use that platform. Yes. If you have any follow-up questions, Joe, please, you can email Zunaid directly. He said that was okay. His email there is in the chat. You should be able to get faster answers to your questions by emailing Zunaid directly than relying on me. 13, I know you were trying to get in there. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
CNET unhalted, blasted off, and then halted again.
Okay, and you are exactly right. CNET halted at 4. Friday's intraday high at 420. Q Wisdom, let's get the pot leaf symbol out there.
It's a good way to start a Friday.
Well, today's Monday, so it's Victory Monday, by the way, folks. Let's go. I tell you what, these are some of the best days of the entire fall. These are some of the best days of the entire fall.
I'm just looking forward to the 3 days we get that are actually fall out here, and then it's immediately winter. Looking forward to it.
3 days, what was that again?
We get 3 days of fall out here, and then it's winter.
Oh, in Texas. That's the Texas winter cycle. Right. Right. Okay. What are you folks looking at? Prime. CNET's halted. I guess we don't really need. Let me just roll through the list here. KXIN's that penny stock. XHG really kind of came back. EMKR, maybe this bottomed here. Let's talk about.
Oh,
let's see if Tuna gives it to us. PRME. Ooh, PRME. This is above the pre-market high. This is actually trying to go higher here. PRME Duo is actually above its VWAP there. That might be trying to go higher.
Yeah, it looks like PRME is trying to go beyond 476. We're starting to get that now. It looks like there's a big old wall that's going to have to hard time getting through in the 480s. Let's see what we get. ASTS. Okay. We look at ASTS as well. Oh yeah, nice almost 4.3% move here.
Wow, Prime, they just brought in a bid there at that 475 and pushed this sucker higher.
Nice.
Here we go, PRME. That was decent. All right, that's 485. I'll tell you what, I really want this to pull back. Just hit a very small scalp there. I really want this to pull back. I don't know if we're going to get VWAP, maybe a 450 pullback. PRME, this was a good shout. This was a really good shout. ASTS is another one that you're looking at. Did I get that right?
That was mentioned, yeah. Nice follow through on that one. Not trading at the moment. I was looking at PRME. That just had a nice setup there. If we get back to VWAP, that'd be pretty good. I think what you're looking at 450 for VWAP.
For which one? For Prime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I have the Prime here. Let me put it on screen here. I have this in my broker at 440. I'm just not sure we pull all the way back there. I could see it kind of stopping at 450. Okay, in TradingView, I've actually got it at 436, so slightly lower. So this is kind of what I was talking about, 13. I think you actually might find some support near this consolidation area, which is about 15 cents higher than VWAP. Maybe we do pull back down to VWAP, but I'm just thinking we might actually have another support level a little bit ahead of that.
Okay. Okay. Part of me thinks we might need to cool this one off a little bit and have it come back. It might even go under VWAP, but let's just see what it does. I'm not in it at the moment. How do you see these walls on stock pushes? So it's on my price ladder. A lot of brokers have a price ladder. I think some other brokers call it a matrix. Brian, I think
Super Dom. They're called ladders, matrix, Dom. Yep, you're exactly right.
So you'll see a lot of those orders out on that ladder where they're at. And it'll also show up in your order book too, if you have that information as well.
TTEC here, interestingly enough, on TTEC, this is actually getting some expanding volume. Maybe we do move above the pre-market high level here.
Prime buy at VWAP.
That was for PRME. Yep.
I don't know what you have VWAP at. I have it at just above 456.
Yeah, see, you have it even higher than me. I've got it at 437 in TradingView, 441 in my broker, and you said it was at 450 what?
456.
456. Yeah. So we've got multiple. Look, this is common here with VWAP. You're seeing it now. That's like 3 different numbers from 3 different sources.
Mm-hmm. But just use yours. I'm using mine.
Yeah,
I'm not
yep.
using anybody else's.
No, that's really good. That's really good advice here. KXIN, maybe that goes for new highs. I'll let that one pass, frankly. We'll see here. TCTM, that came back into VWAP. GSIW looks like this is rolling over. UXIN came back almost to VWAP and bounced, didn't quite get there. Keep this one on watch. I don't think this one's over yet here, UXIN.
Oh, wow. CNET Open made new highs. For somebody was just mentioning that too. Robert Smith. Great job. I think he mentioned it just before it unhalted.
Mark here giving us an error. So E-Trade said closing orders for this security cannot be accepted online at this time. E-Trade not letting you sell DUO on that. Okay. That would be really bad for stuff that we're for some of this day trading that our group is doing here. That would not be good.
Yeah, not touching that one.
Amanda, good morning. Happy Victory Monday to you this morning, Amanda. You guys have fun with that, but I'd rather take a nap in a tiger cage than short Tesla. It doesn't stand up to technicals the way other stocks do. Actually, that is true. That's one of the reasons why I've struggled with Tesla over the course of my career. A nap in a tiger cage. Did not think I would be saying that on Monday morning, but here we are.
How many folks ended up making some trades on the Hurricane Helene fallout?
I'm glad that you brought that up. I'll let someone answer. I don't want to steal your thunder here. Oh my God. Someone pinch me, make sure I'm alive. Jay Rice is bidding Mullen at 10 cents.
Zim trying to push higher. There it goes. New high a day in Zim, 2609.
Yeah, I hear some, it's either a generator or an air compressor. I hear it off in the distance. It's like a droning noise. Wow, Zim, new highs here.
Let's see here.
Glenn's just out here throwing daggers at people. PRME, this did start pulling back. So, okay. So 13, let me ask you. On my trading view chart here, I had PRME pulled back to 448. That must have touched your VWAP, right?
Let me see what I got here.
Because it did not on trading view and it did not on my broker. It got close, but it did not there.
No, I went through it. I went through VWAP. Now, which are we talking about, like the current 5-minute candle? Because that's trying to stay above it right now. It's opened lower.
Just anything. I mean, just anything. I don't see that's wild. I don't see it testing VWAP on either of my screens, and you have it. Amazing.
Yeah,
DUO wants to go lower, says Tuna. DUO. Okay, so Tuna, you think this is going to break its VWAP and return to the lows then?
VWAP on this one I have at 182, almost 183. And it looks like this is flagging or at the very least making a bull pennant. So if it holds VWAP, I think it's going to break the intraday high. Don't know if it's going to go to the pre-market high. I have that at 219. But this is just the formation that it's putting in right now. And it could probably end up breaking down beneath VWAP. But as long as it holds, I still think that there's enough left here to push it up to make new intraday highs. Just don't know how high it's going to go.
By the way, there, Carnival, ticker CCL, you folks that were on that one early, have almost a full point bounce off that intraday low here. So for those of you trading Carnival, grats. I wanted to try and do a Tony the Tiger impression there, but I got cold feet right before I tried. PDD is ripping, so that's going to be our China trade. PDD, one of the better names there. Ooh, nice little dip and rip here on PDD. Robert, let me ask you something. Hold on, 13. I'll go to you here in a sec. Robert, I noticed that you are often successful getting some of these movers that they almost give you a fake out move, right? They either trade down first and then they rip, then they bottom, and what's the secret? What are you looking for here to identify that? 13, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. I was just saying hi, Mike.
Oh. Hi, Mike.
Saying hi. Saying hi, Mike. 13. That's all.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, just He's putting out salutations. I did the same. That's all.
Gerald's asking me a question here. Ryan, I know you know option flow. Intel, Hood, and BA all had all had high call volume EOD Friday. Can you confirm with a quick glance at those chains? Yes, I can try, but for some reason I don't have data here. Let me try something real fast. Let me try conference calls. Okay, let me see. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I thought that might be a little something. What did you have here? You had INTC. I'll go ahead and look that up here.
ZCMD went right down to 194. This is where I think it's going to find some support. So let's see if this turns around here. That's ZCMD. Let's see. There was one we were just looking at, Duo, that I wanted to see if that one's going to, lose its VWAP or not. Still trying to hold it. Less than a minute left in this candle. We'll see what the next candle gives us.
So here's from Friday. Okay, so here, let's see. Can we sort the size from Friday? And then can we take out the ETF? Sorry, I'm kind of just doing a little project here on my own. Sydney likes to call this a spacewalk, I think.
Smoke Tuna, you're looking for this to recapture VWAP? It looks like it might try and do. I want to see what this next candle does for us, but I see what you're saying here with the EMKR. Looks like it could try to go back up.
So I'm just looking at the biggest here real quick, Gerald, and I noticed that there were a bunch of traders trading Carnival puts on Friday. Kind of thinking that was not a coincidence now that we kind of look back on that. Just saying. I'll see if I can filter here for some of these individual names. Looks like my tool. INTC, Hood, and BA. I don't know if my tool's working correctly here, Gerald, because I should definitely be getting results. Gerald, I'm sorry I can't do this project for you right now. I'm going to have to check in on this for you. Let me go back to my main workspace. Apologize.
See, Wiss has been mentioning TIGR, Uxin Tech.
What is going on?
It's having a nice fit today. I remember this one from a long time ago. Did this do like a reverse split at some point? I remember this one from like years ago. 2021, yeah, they did do. No, that's an offering. Let's see here. No, they didn't. Okay. What time is Pally up? I think, isn't it 10? I'll double check that for you. Let me look.
Okay. I'm going to get back in the game here. By the way, TTEC might be going higher here. Watch that pre-market high level. We're right there. We've butted up against this level a few times. We'll see if we can get over it.
It looks like he's supposed to speak at 1:55 p.m. That's what I have here. Much later today, it seems.
Here's Prime, guys. Here's PRME. So this did pull back. This looks like maybe this is going higher here, Prime.
Need a little bit better volume, but yeah, looks like it wants to try. It's above VWAP, at least my VWAP. I should be kind of saying that now, my VWAP.
Well, I mean, it's not every ticker that we have a drastic difference. You know, it's only some of these, it seems.
No problem, Mike.
Oh, you just love to see a bunch of texts from your friends wishing you a happy Victory Monday. Yes. Yes, I am happy about that. BCTX getting called here by Webcoin. That's a penny stock. We go into dollar territory. Looks like we're about to print a dollar here. Duo broke down just like Smoke Tuna said. Effing amazing. Go to maybe 460 highs. Watch for that to get taken out here. Tal Education. This is one of those Chinese names. This is actually taking a nice little staircase to the top. LX also fits into that. Futu, ZK, BEKE, all of these Chinese names dipping and ripping. Except for Zong Chao. That's Zong
Is that
Chao's.
what's happening? A little shakeout and breakout?
DDL, Ding Dong. Ding Dong might be breaking out from 369 here. Sorry, didn't think I was going to say that today, but here we go. 13 rubs his brain. Literally rubs his brain.
Yeah, because I just all kinds of thoughts just went through my mind.
Take that. Take that.
All kinds of thoughts. Just anybody trading this ding dong today?
Oh, see, we gonna get spicy here. Hide your kids. Tesla, I'm sorry, man. Look, Victory Mondays have me just on a different level of happiness. Tesla here at the highs. So Tesla, nice little power candle here. I actually think Tesla might be a decent trade if we pull this back to the VWAP. In fact, let's see if we get. So I've got some of those EMAs that you like to use. 13 looks like I've got the VWAP, and then we've got the 100-day possible pullback levels here.
Alex Anderson with the best one-liner so far. If we're trading ding dong, it means the witch is dead. I love it.
Oh, we've got a Wizard of Oz reference. Let's go.
Thank you, Jay Rice, for LKNCY. I, didn't bother looking where Luck and Coffee had gone or what the ticker had changed to, but thank you for mentioning that because I was always so curious what ended up happening with it. This thing is still on the market. I can't believe it.
And that's it, right? So Jay's giving it to us here. LKNCY.
Yeah.
Look, it's you guys. This OTC, it's trading up here.
Yeah.
Does anyone still trade OTC names, by the way? I don't.
Oh, sure. Okay. It's only because that's where it is for us. Some of these other names that you can't publicly trade on our exchanges because they're international. Nintendo for one.
Oh, that's right. Nintendo, NT Doi. Samsung would be another one that kind of fits into that.
I think so. Yeah. So it's stuff like that, and they don't really provide a lot of good price action. But if you're on the company, you're reading into it, and you still like it, it doesn't matter what the price action is. This is a long-term hold for me, and it's been doing great. Nintendo has just got some of the greatest video game IP out there. So I don't think
by the way, shout out to all of you that were day trading this PRME junk. This now pushed up off there. Definitely would trim this move. Really good stuff here. Really, really good stuff here. Okay. It is Monday. Oh, you guys know. You guys just already know. It is Monday. And it is 10 o'clock, and it is time for our special guest. Let's go ahead and bring on Matt Maley. Matt, happy Monday. How are you today? I tell you what, I'm doing great out here celebrating a Victory Monday. How was your weekend?
It was a great weekend. Always enjoy it, and enjoyed the Alabama. I didn't go to either Alabama or Georgia, so I don't need to tick off any Georgia fans, but that was a fun game to watch, and it was fun to watch Georgia try to make a comeback, and they fell a little short. But boy, that's why I love college football so much. I love the pros too. That college football stuff is really, really exciting.
I'll tell you what, Matt, we might have had the game of the year in week 5 or 6 of the college football season. That game was something else. I cashed a parlay. I cashed a parlay on that Bama game. I'm with you. That was the thing to do on Saturday night. Really good stuff there. Okay, as far as the market, one of the things that I noticed immediately this morning, we still seem to be getting kind of a push from this China stimulus that is affecting our market. What do you make of this, and what names do you really think that this could affect here going forward?
Well, one of the things that first and foremost is we have to be very, very careful about chasing this rally in China right now. Again, there was this great, huge amount of liquidity is pushed into the market. Totally understand that. And we saw what happened in 2020 when everybody was pushing liquidity into the market. Every global central bank, every government was putting fiscal liquidity in, and so the market did a lot better than the economy did. And so this can last for a while. There's no question in my mind, at least on an intermediate term basis. On a long-term basis, I get a little worried because they're really going to fix the structural. Will this help fix the structural problems? I don't know. On an intermediate term basis, it should help this market hold up and rally further. On a short-term basis, though, this is getting out of control. Now, we have to remember what they did. I mean, they completely can manipulate their markets, and they're closed the rest of the week, so for a holiday. So you know they gunned that up in a big way right in front of the holiday to
Yep.
make sure it stayed nice and elevated. So if it came down a little bit while they were closed, it wouldn't be all that much. So you know that had a big play. Look at this stock, like I said, this RSI is up almost to 90. If you look at this Bollinger Bands chart, it is off the charts over extended here. So I wouldn't be chasing these stocks on a short-term basis. It's not to mean that they won't do well over time, but they just are getting extremely, like Alibaba, all these names getting really extended here. So be very, very careful about chasing them on a short-term basis, on a very short-term basis. That's just, again, these things just getting too extended. That said, over a longer-term basis, how much is it really going to help the market overall and towards in the U.S. and such? It certainly can't hurt. I think, as David Tepper was, talking last week, helps more of the Asian markets, whether it be Japan, South Korea, and other things in the Asia Pacific rim. But I'd be a little bit careful about how much it'll mean, at least, especially on a very short-term basis here in the U.S.
Okay, really good stuff there. And I mean, you make a really good point especially about the short term here. Shout out to the Bollinger Bands here. That shows you how extended an individual name like BABA is. Even FXI, of course, one of the large cap ETFs here, extremely, extremely extended. I'm with you there, totally. Matt, I heard lots of hooting and hollering coming from your chat room last week. You had a gold miners put play that paid multiple 100%. You had a TLT play. You had a UNG play. What else are you seeing over there? It looked like a monster week for you and your chat members.
Yeah, we really had some great trades last week, and go check with Rodrigo. He can tell you more about it if you want to sign up. But we had gold. I'm still very bullish on gold on a long-term basis, and even on an intermediate term basis. But it did get extended. In fact, we had some puts that made, well, it was funny. If you bought it, depending on where you bought them, our average price, we bought them several times during the week. So our average price was gave us a return of somewhere between 400 and 500% gain. But the ones we bought on Thursday actually had a 700% gain by Friday. We bought them at 8 cents on Thursday, sold them at 65 cents on Friday.
Yep.
So that worked out. And then we also bought some for next week, and those are up. We took some profits this morning. They're up over 100% this morning. So that's worked out very well. And one of the things I'm starting to look at now is some things that are getting overbought. The one thing, Meta's a big one. It's had a great run here. I want to be careful today, however, because it's the last day of the quarter. We know that they're not supposed, institutions aren't supposed to do that window dressing where they try to hold up their real heavy stocks, but you know that they still do it. And it's not to know that the Meta will push a lot higher from here, but it seems to have run out of gas. You can see it's just flattened out a little bit. So I guess my point is it could hold up today, but as we go further in the week, it could be a little bit vulnerable here. And looking at some other areas, not just in the tech stocks, you look at like some of the industrial names, the XIII getting quite overbought near term. And the same with some of the housing stocks. They've had great runs. There's nothing, again, I'm not saying that these things are going to roll over and get crushed. Same thing with Apple. Same thing with the gold. I still like gold a lot. I just realized that it had gotten way too extended on a short-term basis, and so we took advantage of that. So these are the types of things we'll be looking at this week.
Okay, really, really good stuff there. 13, you have anything for Matt here on this Victory Monday?
Just kind of curious on what's keeping the bullishness going. I have some idea, but I just kind of want to hear from you. What is keeping the bullishness in gold going? We're looking at, is it because we're still pumping more money into the economy? We're, continuing to raise debt, but is it, I think you also are looking at maybe the strength of the dollar as well. So I'm kind of curious what's driving that bullishness on gold for you.
I think it's, again, our trade was a negative one for a very short-term basis. And I did, as I mentioned, I still like it. The thing I think is driving it right now is what's going on with the Middle East. People are very worried and they're like, but the market keeps going up, so I don't want to short the market. The momentum is there. So I got to buy something that should be helpful here. And gold is a good safety play, flight to safety play. And of course, it is rallying. Overall, it came down a little bit last week, and we were able to take advantage of that. But overall, it's had a great run. Its outlook is still very good. And so I guess that's the main reason. And then it's also a little bit of a hedge against inflation if it starts to raise its head. But the real thing, I think, is the Middle East. If you start to get, if that it's coming to a head. I mean, this is escalating at a much faster rate. So you need to have some protection. I think this is one of the areas where they're buying it.
Gotcha. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, really good stuff. Matt, I know we talked a little bit about some of the Chinese names earlier. Got a direct question here from someone in the chat asking, what do you think of Yang here? So really kind of asking about Yang and Yin. This is the levered ETFs to kind of play China. I know you said you had given short-term, medium-term, long-term outlook here. Do you look at Yin and Yang? Do you ever play these for short-term trades at all?
I've never played them, but I do think they're good plays.
Okay.
And I've bought some FXI, put some calls to trade in that. But these things are very good plays. And again, I think the Yang, you see how oversold it's getting. And the one thing, it's kind of funny because the Chinese government can't control the market. I mean, they talk about some people that the market's manipulated and all this stuff. Well, China, it's absolutely manipulated. They come right in themselves and buy it. So they'll have a tougher time manipulating it because they can't go in and I suppose they can come in and start buying FXI in the U.S. market. But the point is, they will do things to keep this elevated and held up. So I don't know that this thing's going to fall in a big way. I'm guessing it probably will. I think that the China's market will come down. So I think Yang and some of these things will play well because they'll bounce back as the market comes down. But I don't think they'll come down a lot. I'm just saying I just don't think they're going to rally. And they're just going to continue to rally this week, especially with their market being closed.
Okay. Really, really awesome stuff. Thanks again, Matt. Folks, if you want to trade with Matt and see more of his calls, check out the link in the chat or talk to Rodrigo, as he mentioned earlier. Matt, we really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll check in with you next week, okay?
Thanks, you, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Take care. That is Matt Maley. He is absolutely on fire. Folks, we talk about trading as part of a community here a lot. If you need a pro on your team, Matt is probably the place to go. I did throw a link to the Universe webinar in the chat there. He's really, really courteous with his time with us every week. We really appreciate that. All right. While we were doing that, it looks like XHG did the thing and was halted to the upside here. Looks like we're unhalted now, and it's trying to go higher here. XHG.
And Duo broke out. The pattern was looking good. Just traded beneath VWAP before it had to recapture and break out. Still not up to pre-market highs, though. Looks okay, though. Looks like it's going to try and push up to him, but I don't know how long that's going to take. And there's a huge wall at 210. Shout out to me, 194 ZCMD back to VWAP. Yeah, how far did that get off of the? Oh, wow, it really did. That's awesome. That's what I like to see.
Sorry, just following up with folks at work here. Tell you what, BZ, the company that never sleeps, and I am here for it. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. What else do we got? What else we got going on here? Zong Chao, maybe this did bottom. Hey, look at that $2 level that we talked about, folks. I'm not in this one, but we talked about this being a specific level. Did look like it turned around here.
194 was the level I was looking for. That was a pre-market low. We hit that exactly. So that's awesome. That's great that we nailed that. And I hope
absolutely well done.
Yeah, Crimp Biscuits was shouting that out. So I think he may have a trade there. If he did, oh wow, look at this thing go. If you got a trade in this one, man, great job.
In which one?
The one we're just talking about. ZCMD.
Okay. ZCMD. Sorry. Here's the thing, 13. Here's why I do that. I'm not actually dumb, but what happens is when you start talking, I start reading from the chat here. And Mark, I was so taken back by Mark, I actually got confused here. Mark, thank God my broker couldn't let me close my Duo trade earlier. They just let me close it for 50 cents more per share. Let's go, Mark. Sometimes those broker things, that reminds me of the Monopoly card. Bank error in your favor. Collect $10. Looks like that's a broker error in Mark's favor. We'll take that one. Good stuff. Good stuff there.
You guys are having a great morning, it seems.
Yeah.
Here for it.
I'm here. By the way, Prime, PRME. So here we go. We have a series here of higher lows. Every time this thing pulls back, it actually gives a bounce. At least it has so far. This is what I will look to play here. We really want to see that volume kind of pick up. If it stays down here, maybe we get a pull that doesn't bounce. But this one doing well so far here.
I wonder if we're going to get this the ridiculous price action out of EYPT that we typically have been getting all summer. It gets down to around just underneath 8, and then we get this pop. It's done that 1, 2, 3 times already. I guess you could say 4, but it's done that. Once it finds some support underneath 8, it turns around and just rips up to over 9. It's been doing that good portion of the year, all summer, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like the beginning of July is when this pattern started here. EYPT, shout out to our news desk team and our happy hour group. This was a monster winner that a bunch of people ended up playing, including myself. This is actually one of my better trades when we first hit this. You know what? I don't want to hold too much stuff right now, but I do kind of like this level here, really kind of basing. You might be onto something with your under 8 level here, 13. I think this maybe rockets again, gives us another opportunity.
Just seems like that's what's it's been doing. Goes under 8. That seems like the time to pick some up and just let it rally, and then just sell into the rally. At some point, this rally is going to break out past, I'd say probably past 12. I don't know when that's going to be or when exactly it's going to do it. They do have earnings coming up toward the end of the next month, October, so could be around that time. I know they have some things in the pipeline they want to announce. I think I mentioned what that was too, but I can bring you some more information tomorrow. Just kind of been on eye point since last week.
Okay. Let me see if I can shock this back into working.
All right, so Duo coming up to 219. That was the high from
new high on Duo.
Oh, nice. So we're looking for 219 is that pre-market high, and then there's an earlier pre-market high at when the pre-market opened at 255. So those are the next 2 levels I'll be looking for in Duo. Is 219 and 255. We're almost at 219.
Excellent job, Duo.
And there
Prime.
it is. Just tapped it right there. Got a lot of sell orders in the way to make it go, to help it go further. So 220 and 224 to 25 seems to be where the biggest walls are. Let's see if this volume can expand and go and take us higher.
I'm disappointed I wasn't in this one. I was watching Prime. Prime kept going higher. Duo, this is a great call, 13. Right off that 190 VWAP.
I'm not in it, but I'm just going to kind of narrate what I'm seeing here as this goes. 220 right now is the high. That's where there's a huge wall of 107,000 shares that are just itching to be sold. Nobody's taking that. It's just growing. So 220 might be the level it gets to for the time being. You're going to have to wait for this to cool off a little bit.
Looks like Crow selling Duo into that move. Look at those volume pops. That's well done, Crow. Well done. Got into Prime for a little more. Tell you what, this is a really good formation here on Prime. I like it. I like the way this looks. This has been a great Monday. It's been a great Monday already. And just think we got 2 football games coming up later tonight. GRRR. This actually had a wild pre-market. This looks like GRR might be trying to break through that VWAP. I've got that at 455. Watch this one here, GRR.
ZCMD, we're starting to lose VWAP here. One last thing to watch for with this one, if it happens to hold 2 and starts to turn around, I think that might be the last push up. And it could end up going a little bit further into 2 if it gets the volume. So just watch what happens with the ZCMD. Look for a 2 hold, okay? See what we get with that.
Sounds good here. I'll tell you what, folks, well, I don't know what you think here, but if we get any type of volume pop here on GRR, look for this to go through 355. I'd sell into that if you get it.
You mean 455? Got it.
450. Did I say 355? Thank you. Nice catch there. Apologize.
No problem. Yeah, I do need to see that volume expand, but I see what you're talking about here.
Yeah. It's the level. Just need the volume to confirm the move here. And if you want to wait, that's fine. But sometimes these volume pops, they happen fast. Just protect yourself. Size appropriately, as they say. I'm going to come back here to Gur, kind of watching that one. Here's Duo flagging higher here. Prime looking for a 5 test here. PRME.
Somebody was meant. There was a discussion of Yang. That one, since that discussion has moved up quite nicely. It's up about 10 cents since that question was fielded.
Yeah, so Yang here, just to be very, very clear on the thought here, Yang is the inverse ETF, so the bear levered ETF. So we had China moving up on the stimulus. If you think there's going to be any type of regression back to the mean, Yang is probably the way to capture that. We did ask Matt Maley about that. He's not in either of them. He does like these trading vehicles. XHG, folks, maybe we're curling here, XHG. This would be what, the 65 EMA? Nope, this would be the 15. Yep, 15 EMA.
Question from Conga V. Prime to 650? Probably. I think maybe 632 would be the earlier stop if it can get through, let's say 550. So if we can get through 550, I'd say that 632 is going to be the next spot. I don't know about 650, but it's possible. I like 632 better.
Your 5 area there, I think, is spot on. You do have some consolidation there. Might also 5 to 515 might find some resistance. That 632 area is going to be right up in here. I'm with you on that.
Like to see it, Robert. That's great. Awesome job,
Robert. Getting it done. Getting it done. Our group is always getting it done. Our group is always getting it done. All right. Summit. Will is mentioning Summit. That had some movement later last week, didn't it? Here you go, Summit.
I think we got like a higher price target. Oh, okay, that one has a nice breakout there. That's pretty cool. So let's see where this one goes, because it's broken out. It's trying to hold above the highs that it was making after it sold off on Friday. So there was like a big old pull on Friday, and then after it rebounded, it kind of hit a ceiling around 2150. So trying to get it back above 2150.
Sure is.
That.
Yep.
If we get that, I'd be looking at $22 even would be the next stop for me, and then we'll see what happens. Thoughts on DJT? I'll take a look at that. See what I can find.
Actually, this has been trading well. I'm not sure I can really tie this to a real event. That's my issue with DJT. It's tough for me to make sense of this, but the action here looking pretty good. Definitely not one I would hold.
Yeah, so for me right now with DJT, it's been trading underneath the 20-day SMA, and every time it tries to rally back up to it, it gets slapped down from the 20-day SMA. I want to see a recapture of the 20-day SMA, and that might be the first step in order for this to curl back up and make its way back into the 20 and 30 handle. But I don't know. Maybe it reverses today and it goes lower. We're right at the 20-day SMA. It could get slapped right back down. So that's the thing I want to see out of DJT before I feel a little bit more comfortable about trading this to the upside. I want to see the recapture of that 20-day SMA.
Duo here, we're trying to go higher here on Duo. I think one of the things that I like here is that we've actually got bigger volume sticks as we continue to get away from the open. That maybe put this on your list for a potential afternoon trade.
Duo is trying to push higher.
Yep.
Got orders on both sides of the issue. Oh, great.
This volume is looking good here on Duo, folks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Looking for Yang to try and push up into 4. It's still got to break out of this intraday high that looks like it was about the 391. Had some.
Oh my God, Duo!
Here we go.
They brought in a huge bid there on Duo.
255.
Boy, that was awesome. That was awesome on Duo right there.
Looking for 255.
232, your intraday high. Watch them take that. They're putting in stock above it. They brought in a huge bid there, and it drove it higher. Now it looks like you're kind of selling into that here on Duo. We have that high there here. So the high from, let's see if I can get this exact level here. That candle, 256. that level, I wouldn't be shocked if that comes into play here. Good stuff there on Duo, folks.
It's looking like it's going to end up getting 255.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it? Feels that way too.
Yep. Okay, here come the sellers.
250 is going to have some size there. We talked about that being on the ladder, the dom, the level there.
Buyers placing the bids, trying to push it up, and this thing's going to hit 250.
Yeah, good stuff here on Duo. This was a really, we're really timely with this one, folks. Really timely with this one.
Yes, be ready to take some profits. I think it's either going to have a big breakout over 255 and then come in, or it might come in at 255. Here we are, 255, 256.
There it is. It went right to the level we just called.
And it's starting to pull a little bit. Let's see if these buy orders can provide that support. But now it's trying to hold 250. Starting to go a little bit lower here. Yeah, Anthony, I do think it's going to pull in a little bit too. That was a really big move it just had. But maybe we get some support around 220, where it was the previous resistance area. Wow.
This went right to that spot and pulled off of it. Literally right there and pulled off of it.
Yep, that's it. That's right, Smoke Tuna. That's what we were looking for. 255, and we got a little bit 2 cent extras.
Yep. XHG might be trying to curl here. EMKR just flagging lower. Zhongchao still down at that $2 support. Prime pulling back. Maybe this dip
Summit
gets bought. Summit. Let me bring Summit up. You got it.
I'm hoping you guys are doing really well. It seems like you are.
I'm 2 for 2. They're both small, but I'm 2 for 2 here today.
That's green on the screen, my man.
Green on the screen. I'll take it. Little scalp on Duo, little scalp on Prime, but no L's yet. Swing account is rocking. Swing account is rocking. Oh, and I guess I can mention this. I normally don't, but I can because there's news, so why not? ONDS. This is one of the penny stocks that I've actually been holding for a long time. I am underwater on this one. We actually did have some news here. So this actually popped here on news. Looks like they got a $5.4 million purchase order from major defense customers. This is a drone play here, headquartered in Israel's ticker ONDS, trading up there. That's actually affecting my swing account today.
Getting a mention from Smoke Tuna, EMKR. This one's it looks like it's trying to turn this whole day around. I'm just a little concerned that we're putting in a bit of a bear flag here. So if we cannot recapture this area, I think it's going to end up going down into the 180s.
GER ended up breaking down there, folks. Yikes on GER. Great day so far, says Mark. That's how we celebrate a Victory Monday, boss. You just love to see it. You just love to see it.
All right, looking to see if we can break out Yang here. Pushing over the 200 EMA on the 5-minute. That'll the pre-market. I'm sorry, the intraday high is 391. I'm thinking this will end up going higher. Just need to see a little more volume expansion here to break.
So we think China's going to pull back then.
Well, I was looking at the Yang RSI, and that was 18. So I think the talk about is just a good time to get in. It seems like it could be. It could be a great trade here. I don't know that I'd necessarily hold on to it, but it looks like this is going to be quite a good trade.
By the way, look at the Tesla reversal that we had here today. That's a big move up to that 264. Totally turned around here.
Crimp Biscuit, it's really simple. EMAs and looking to the left. As far as one more bounce goes, usually when you see these levels get tested or hammered multiple times, it usually gives way to the direction that it's trying to go. So if we do get a bounce at 194, you're going to have to see that volume really expand and try to trade it back up. But my issue is that if it does trade back up, I'm not sure that it's going to get back above VWAP. We really would need the volume to kind of expand in a very meaningful way. And I'm not sure we're going to get that here. So 194, that's the level to watch for if you're going to try another trade in this. But I'd be careful. I'm not sure I'd be trying this one again.
Jay Wild, good morning, Jay. Hopefully you had yourself a great week. I'm mentioning GME. So GME, interestingly enough, Jay, this is a great call. This moved up out of the area that it was in on the expanding volume that we were literally just talking about. This just took out Friday's intraday high. Weren't you guys asking if Roaring Kitty had tweeted or done something on Friday? I didn't see anything here, but here we are. Price action. We're rolling higher here.
Looks like BCTX trying to hold VWAP. Volume needs to be better. And then MACD does look like it's still trying to roll over. Get volume expansion. This is also a penny stock. I don't know why I'm even looking at this.
Prime to 5, bang, bang, bang. And
nice.
Actually, this is still, and on the pullback here, this is actually still making a higher low on Prime. You just love to see it.
Yep.
The Crow said it was awkward buying one bottle of baby oil at Walmart. Well, at least it was one bottle and not one case or 1,000 bottles.
Yeah. I hope that didn't, flag any law enforcement. ZCMD. I'm still trying to recapture VWAP. It's not, I mean, the MACD is kind of still curling to the upside. It could get back up there, but I just don't like the volume. The volume is kind of telling me the story right now. And the story is that there's not a lot of attention being paid to this one. But if we get that expansion, we could see it end up pushing through 225. That's where it seems that all the sizes right now. That's kind of where the consolidation from pre-market is too. So 225, that seems to be the level to beat in ZCMD. Need to see that volume take it back up there first. All right.
So far, it's done a really good job holding 2, ZCMD. Yeah, you better get ready. By the way, CAPR, I know some of you folks were watching this one the last couple of days. This ripped here. And I know you're kind of laughing at the Diddy stuff that's going to be floating around the chat. There's no way that story is not even close to being over. There's going to be a whole bunch of jokes, laughs, and really sad things that come out of that. We're going to keep it a family show here, but man, oh man, that ain't going to end anytime soon.
The internet is undefeated, and I expect it to remain undefeated, especially with this Diddy news.
I think you're probably right. Oh, good Lord.
I'm getting asked if there's any CAPR news. I'll take a look here. But keep an eye on Duo. This thing is trying to hold and go higher. So we didn't get that pullback to 220. We did get a little bit here. So just keep your eye on it. This one still might have some more juice left in it. I'm not suggesting get into it now, but just keep an eye on it. It might still make some more moves.
Appreciate you checking out the news there too for CAPR. I'll keep Duo on screen here, by the way.
Okay. What's going on with Capricorn?
Lion saying, I think the time for the SQQQ trade is getting close. I'm with you on that one. I do, look, I have no market shorts on right now. You guys know, I tell you every day, I do think we're ready for a pullback, and I will try and hit that move when we get it, but nothing on right now.
One thing I can tell you with CAPR is that the short interest is absolutely insane.
Could it possibly be a squeeze play?
Probably. I haven't. I'm not looking at the news yet. It's just that's the first thing I saw. I'm just trying to get this. Here we go. Not seeing any news for today. So, what sector is this in? What sector or what part of therapeutics is this? Biotech, muscular dystrophy. Okay.
XHG maybe curling again here. Prime holding this area. Let's see if it doesn't break down here, this would be a spot for it to curl again on Prime.
So there might be something coming up here with DAPR. The thing that's really standing out to me the most, though, is this short interest. I mean, we've got 25.11% of the float shorted, 45.95 days to cover. Take them over a month to cover this, based on the way the stock trades. Float's a little big, about 30 million. Now I have a price targets and coverage going on here. Give me a little bit. I'm going to see what I can find.
You take your time. I'm rolling through some of the other stocks here. XHG looks like this one's going here. Aura Alpha 216 entry on XHG. That looks like that's good. Let's see if this pops the top off here. Day done. Oh, Aura Alpha, man. Aura Alpha, you're having a good Monday. This is a victory Monday for everybody involved. You just love it. You'll love it.
Let's see here.
XHG 250 down. I'm not in this one. Anyone else? I'm not in this one, unfortunately. Good stuff, Aura. Good stuff, Aura. Sava also on trading up here. This is a battleground stock, this Sava. Oh my God,
Yes,
XHG. Oh my God, XHG. You know what? Whoever was on this one, we're just going to trifecta. Chewbacca absolutely loves XHG. This just ripping higher here. Let's go. Let's go. Aura Alpha, you're having a day, boss. Be sure to pay yourself on the way up. Georgia, there's a chemical plant fire. 90,000 people sheltering from the chlorine leak. God, hope everyone in Georgia's okay. Everyone in Georgia's okay. Zunaid, Carmen, hope you folks are all doing all right.
Yeah, so Capricorn, their phase 3. I'm trying to get an idea of when those results are going to be ready. They've mentioned some results out of that study for over a series of time. I think earlier this summer they had some more positive news out that helped to take it higher. I'm trying to find if we can get an idea of when the next announcement of data is going to happen. Or
okay.
Just give me a bit. I'm trying to take a look.
Hey,
here.
man, you're doing it. You're doing research for the group while we're taking a look at stuff. I mean, this is what teams do, bro. XHG continuing to go to highs. Duo did bounce off that 65 EMA. Oh, excuse me, the 15 EMA. God, I see. That's the one thing that I get. This multiple EMA study 13. I keep mixing up which are which. I'll get used to it though. We can get better there. So I'll tell you what, it looked like we weren't going to have a whole lot of really great stuff this morning because some of the movers didn't have the greatest catalyst, but this has actually turned out to be a pretty sweet morning and a pretty good way to start the week. I'm seeing reports that Verizon is down via down detector. My Verizon has been working all right, pretty much all weekend. Prime is breaking. PRME. Mike, let me bring that up here. Sorry, I'm a little slow on it. Let me try and get you here. Yes, it is. All right, let's actually turn this off real quick. Okay, watch when we come to VWAP. Here we go. VWAP 452 is what I have. Current price 458. Let's see if we get a bounce there. Mike, this was a great call here on Prime. Let's see if this holds.
Duo is trying to push higher. Looks like ZCMD also tested the 65 EMA on the 5-minute again, got back up to, looks like just about beneath 220. It's continue to expand the volume. It'll get through that spot we were talking about where the pre-market consolidation is around 225. That's the big test I think it's going to have for ZCMD.
Andrew, good to see you here this morning. We only need it one time. Don't need to spam it, but FDX, this is actually a really, really good call. Here's your FDX move today. Opened right about 268. This thing, 276. Nothing but a staircase higher here on FDX. The other thing is that when we take a look at the daily chart, look at this. We are in this gap. This was the gap from earnings. This fills up at 300. So if you think that this gap fill is in play here, some more room on FDX, I'd actually look for some resistance here, 280, 281 area in there. If this keeps pushing higher here, FDX, nice little candle today. Volume's low here. We are in the gap. We are in the gap. Zong Chao is slowly coming back to its VWAP here. Zong Chao.
I have in mind above. It's above VWAP. It's coming. It's trying to break out of the 65 EMA. Oh, there's that pull there too.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that was the no. 65 EMA. Here, let me look at. I've got a 65 is the third visibility. That's the green one. Okay. I got this. Sydney. Oppenheimer has a $43 price target on CAPR. Interesting. Oppenheimer's not like trash either. That's good. Here we go on Duo. We're going higher.
Boom. Yeah, we are.
DDL, right. You guys know you were waiting for this. Ding dong. Here we go. I mean, they were waiting for me to say ding dong. Let's be honest. I may have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I know exactly what people are waiting for here. Duo going for 290, says Smoke Tuna. Sorry, 13.
Yeah, okay, no problem. That's what I was just trying to see where we were going to head to next in that one. Yeah, it looks like 290 could be the next. Yeah, there's a consolidate. That's a top of consolidation back from 2023. So that looks like a good spot. Let me see what else I can find for upside levels here. Because I did find a little something with CAPR. I'll tell you about it in just a tick.
Okay. Look at Duo continuing to rip here. You guys, we're doing it. UXIN curling up here. Looks like a number you were playing this one. Anyo. I think I'm pronouncing that right. UXIN to the highs. XHG. That was the one I did not trade here today. Duo and Prime, the ones that we did trade. I missed XHG, but you folks didn't. The chat didn't. Chat never misses anything.
Yeah, it must be 290. I don't see anything else, but 281. That was a great move. So with Capricorn, they are going to be filing a BLA in that's a biologics license application. I think we already saw the news on it, next month. So that could be the next catalyst here for Capricorn when they actually commence with that filing. So that's going to happen sometime next month. Keep it on your radar if we're going to be trading this one. We might even get a little bit of a breadcrumb about if it's going to happen before it actually goes, and that could give us an opportunity to get in potentially before it runs. But just keep up your mind. Your eyes open for the news on CAPR.
Okay, UXIN, this popping here, I'd trim on that move, UXIN. XHG looks like this pulled back. I've got this at the 9 and 15 EMA. You guys are asking about Prime. Remember, that came back to its VWAP. Did it hold it? No. Looks like it broke beneath the VWAP. I've got the 200 EMA beneath it. You know what? This actually looks like it might be battling at that VWAP. Not in Prime. Didn't bounce off that VWAP, but maybe watch for a reclaim. You got some of these EMAs above it for a target. 466 looks to be the high there. I'd careful on Prime. This looks weak to me. All selling volume here beneath the VWAP. I'd wait for that to confirm a bottom here. SVT logs, S&T V log. It's going to be hard for me to get your name right.
One last thing about Capricorn,
Yes, sir.
to watch for is that they are planning to combine the cohorts of their A and B phase 3 studies into one. But it's not going to unblind cohort A. I don't think that's really important. But just look for that piece of news that they're planning on combining. I'm not sure what kind of price action we'll get out of that, but combining them might mean that it's getting close to finalizing that particular. I don't know that for a fact, but it's a step forward, and it's something that might cause us to move. Just not sure how much. But watch for that combining of cohorts for phase 3 study of their CAP 1002 drug.
Really, really good stuff there. By the way, S&T Vlogs asking about, is there any hope for PRME? Literally, as soon as we were done talking about it, this thing spiked up to 464. That 466 target I gave you, that actually looked pretty good here. We'll see. We'll see on Prime. It's back above its VWAP. Now, look, I'm not in this. I'm not trading this one. But this one is... maybe it's not done. Watch that volume. Watch that volume.
Like ZCMD still struggling with getting into above 225. It had just had another test of 225. Failed that one. That's 2. So, that's 2 since it bounced off of 194. So, thinking if we get another try there, that last try is either going to be the final rejection and it sends it lower, or it's going to break out and we'll end up going higher. So let's see what happens on that next visit with ZCMD if we get one.
Okay, that was a nice move up to Viva. You've been on that one.
Duo about ready to try and take out 280. There's a big old wall there. It's trying to push through it now.
Let's see if we get it. It's going to be right at those highs there. Crow saying 3 is in the cards here on Duo. Let's see if we get that here. Amanda, those numbers for PRME were pretty good, Rye. You deserve your own VWAP for those kind of calls. That is high praise, Amanda. I'm not sure that I think I deserve my own indicator. If I did have my own indicator, though, it would be something that teased out fake outs, because that is what frustrates me more than anything. But that's as an aside there. Hopefully that Prime worked out. That was actually one of the green ticker trades, or excuse me, that was actually one of the green tickers on my trade list today. I'll get it out. By the way, guys, GER, is this coming back? I just want to yell GER. I want this to be the stock that really breaks out, because I just want to start yelling GER and making a whole bunch of different noises. We're only 10 cents away from the VWAP. Volume really, it keeps ticking up here, but the volume not giving the confirmation that we need. The Faloona fake out indicator. So that is a quality name, 13. If we come up with something, maybe we'll try and code this.
You got Bollinger Bands. You got the Faloona fake out, BB.
Man.
I think it works.
Faloona FF.
And here we go. Duo coming up to 3. Great call on 3.
Putting it on screen. Crow. Crow. Caw, baby. Let's go. I still need to get a really good crow sound in here.
Go to my instance. They might have one.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Let's see what my afternoon looks like. Maybe I'll jump on the soundboard 1s and 2s before the football pregame starts. I like FFI. Let's go. FFI. For me, it's MACD cross without corresponding. Interesting. So we're kind of joking around here about indicators, and Amanda's out here being serious. I absolutely love the energy. Literally love the energy right now.
Duo 3. They hit it.
And Duo hit 3.
Great call.
Oh, the treasure chest sound from Zelda.
Oh, yeah, from Zelda.
That's right. I'm slacking. Now I'm late, guys. Now I need to take notes for myself. Oh, my.
The hardcore nerd's going to tell you it's not just a treasure chest. It's any secret. But you know what we're talking about.
Treasure chests, Zelda sound.
And
pro caw. Yeah, we might have to make some changes here.
Look at Duo go. Now 306 is the high. Is a halt coming? Maybe on the way down it could. But if it's gonna come to the upside, then maybe if we get to 350 quickly enough, it could. You know, we're just kind of going by half-cent increments at the moment. There we go. Now we're starting to move. It's like 320. It's about where we got up to there.
I'm not going to lie, folks. I'm feeling a tad bit of FOMO not being in this duo trade. I'm not unhappy with how we've traded here today, but I missed the big move, and you guys hit it. I'm having a little bit of FOMO. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to not give our gains back today. That's what we're going to do. Crow is out duo. That is another trade there for Crow. Crow, I suspect you're going to be getting beers today, aren't you? By the way, Crow, I'm not a huge beer fan, but I've recently taken a liking to cream ales, which is like Spotted Cow. It's very, very good. And I found a Kentucky vanilla cream ale that is just to die for.
Fight the FOMO, Ryan.
Oh, I'm fighting it. We out here, folks. Don't you worry about me. We are not going to spoil a Victory Monday. We will not spoil it. As a matter of fact, I've had Blue Moon before. Not my favorite. The wheat beers. It's okay though. It's okay.
Hogarden's a good wheat beer too.
IPAs are really good. Actually, I have a Apex Predator, a farmhouse ale, which is also really good.
I don't know that Duo does it today, but it seems like at some point, if we continue with this,
Dude, this is insane
movement, it looks like I would kind of make a wild guess that 1350 could be on the table. But we're so far away from there. I'm not sure that we'll see it, but I'm just saying if we continue with this action, we get into double digits. 1350 is where I'd be looking to stop and take profit. It's just so far away from here. I don't even know if it's worth mentioning right now, but seeing as how we've been trading, I'm not going to take the possibility off the table.
Gotcha.
XHG,
do we curl from 250 on XHG here? James, this is a really good spot, James. You might have been on this at exactly the right buy spot here. 250 was your spot. James was all over it. Let's see if that goes.
I certainly hope not, Anthony. I don't want to just say something and then it just does it. Oh, God, I'd have the SEC breathing down my neck. How do you know this? Technical, sir.
It's just the charts. Yeah, the technicals. Come on. Wake up.
All right. Is Yang going to break out this time, or is it going to get smacked down again?
Which one?
Yang.
Oh, that's the China ETF that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Duo going all the way up to 359, and now we're getting a pull. Gosh, when's the last time it was even up here? It's been a minute. Looks like it's been over a year since we actually tested these levels. August last year was when we were back up this high in Duo.
Jay is mentioning it did come from 300 though, so that's reverse split territory.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's going to even get to 1350, but this just because of how much it's been moving over the past several days, and who knows, it could continue to squeeze more. Let's just see if it does that. But if it does, that's where I'd be looking for the exit. You want me to look at NAAS? I just saw. Yeah, was asking what do I see on NAAS?
Here it is, putting it on screen. NAS technology. Was this one we discussed ever in Happy Hour 13? Was this one connected to the water stuff? So. I'm confusing this with somebody. This is vehicle charging. No. I'm totally sorry. Scratch all that. I'm an idiot.
Well, let's see what I got here for NAS. I mean, one thing I want to see is
NAS, bro. Fast and the Furious. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll get serious here in a sec.
525 is where I have the 65 EMA on the daily, so we could potentially trade up to 525. I don't know about today, but the way this chart is moving and curling, it looks like this could end up getting up there. That might be where we stop at too. You look to the left, you see on in August, we ended up popping up to about that level, got as high as 530. So I think that could happen again. We could end up testing that same level and coming right back in. 530 is where the next upside target for NAAS would be, provided this momentum continues.
Sorry, my screen share died. I'm trying to reload Pro here. My own fault. I'll log out and log back in.
Hey, you know, if you think you got something there, Lion, go for it. I'm just day trading it. Jonathan Cooper is saying to take a look at MTC. Why does that sound familiar to me?
Yeah, I feel like we've traded MTC before.
Tech. That's right, we have. That's what all the nerds say whenever they have a new product coming out, a new CPU or motherboard. Tech. So when did we trade this thing last? We traded this thing last. It looks like we may have traded this in August 20th. That's the last time I see some big volume in this thing prior to the past several days. Could have also been in June as well, but I think it was August. What's the thought here with MTech? Think we're getting back to $1? I mean, it could go right back to $1 and then that'd be it. I don't even know what this company does. What does it do?
Sorry, I'm still trying to load my log back into my platform here. I crashed.
Internet-based technology services and solutions to the Chinese language-speaking hedge funds. All right.
That seems like a whole lot of nothing. Is it just me?
Technology services and solutions. That's what they do. I don't have any other comment.
Okay.
I mean, sure, a lot of these Chinese names been beaten up so bad it could end up, getting back up to $1. But and here's the thing: when I look, it's one of those that got a notice of non-compliance, but that was like back in July. So I don't know that they've necessarily regained compliance. Maybe they haven't yet, and it's just on watch for that catalyst that could take it back up. So maybe there's that. At least that's what I can tell the next catalyst could potentially be, is this regaining compliance, because I don't see really anything else news-wise on this company. Apparently, they're pausing financing activities for 6 months. That was back in May. So what does that mean? They're going to just start picking up financing again in November, make an offering in November? Uh-oh, Crimp Biscuit, CZMC and ZCMD boom. Did it do the boom?
I'm so sorry, guys.
It did. It broke out on that last test, 225. Now, let's see, where does it go from here? Got some consolidation to work through in the pre-market. Pre-market high, 269. I don't know why I have a level marked off here, but 275 is another level I've marked off. So after 269, let's say 275, and then we'll see what happens there. But it's got to make its way through this pre-market consolidation first. MNPR, let's see. It sounds like another one we've also traded before as well. I think so. Monopar. This one's going down. See what I can find on MNPR.
Looks like I'm back in here, but I am still struggling.
So this one moved earlier in the month on phase 1 data. It's, it could be a ways away before it has any other news on that.
Is this MNPR?
Yeah. Looks like they may have done a reverse split at some point. Let me check and see when that was, if they even did it. It did. That was August 13th. It was a 1 for 5. That's probably why we traded it, because it did that. Let me see what I see on the daily chart. September had a big move on the 12th, so I'll look and see what happened that day. But it didn't really do a whole lot. Okay, so on the day that it did, or at least the day before, the reverse split, I think. Hold on a second. Let me double check that.
GER is going here, folks. Here's GER. So we went right back up to that VWAP. Let's see if it moves through that VWAP.
Yeah, so it looks like on the 12th, that was the lowest print of, well, since February. And that was the day they did the reverse split. And it was, well, that was the last day before the reverse split. Then they had the reverse split. It traded higher, and it has not looked back since. Now let me see what happened on the 12th. It'd be weird if it just moved on the 12th because it's a month after the reverse split. That'd be silly. I don't see any news. No, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. That's wrong. No, the 12th is when they had the phase 1 data. I'm sorry. But that's basically it since then.
All good. And folks, we are going to be heading off here in just under 2 minutes. 13. Again, special shout out to you. I know you had stuff to take care of, but you're here. You made it. You made it anyway. Any closing thoughts here for the group?
Folks, I will still be here every day. I will just be late for the next couple of weeks. So don't worry. It's just going to be a little bit late for me, but I will be here before the bell. You did great today. Let's do great tomorrow, and I'll see you then.
And I'll still be here. I know that's not what everyone cares about. They show up here to see 13. I will still be here though, so it's not necessarily going to be a problem. Of course, I joke around. All right, Crimp Biscuit.
Hey, no problem. No problem. Dude.
Crimp Biscuit. I will say, Crimp Biscuit's avatar here. Every time we highlight a comment from him in the morning, I just want to have biscuits.
Oh gosh. It'd be great if, I mean, you know, you have already a great avatar, Crimp Biscuit, but man, if you had like a turned backwards red hat, that'd be just on the biscuit. Man, that'd be hilarious.
You know what? We'll see what we can do here. We'll see what we can do. Amanda, to be fair, I'm here for the cat. Well, he's sleeping over there. Okay, right. You folks are all awesome. We are going to send you over to Trader Bacon here in a sec. Tom, you were asking about Anne-Marie. I will check in with her. As long as she is good, we will have her. We will have her on. So I'll check with her today. I'll try and confirm that for you this morning. So, okay, really good stuff here. Going to send you over to Trader Bacon 13. Awesome job as always. He's out of here. Take care, everybody. We will see you.